I think we're going to be a small number, Johanna.
I think so. Maybe everybody's out there celebrating the 80th anniversary of D-Day.
Oh, yeah.
And but that's okay. So I guess I just admitted Anne. So let's go ahead and get started. So I appreciate all of you coming on this afternoon. Hopefully you're somewhere cool, as it's kind of it feels like summer here in Virginia right now. So let's see if membership and life member committee members, just wave your hand so we know who all of you are. So there's a few of us on here, so that's wonderful. I put up the agenda, and it's pretty brief, but I guess what we really wanted to do was is to highlight the annual session and encourage life members to attend. So as you can see, I think it has a longer title, but it's Under One Sky, and it's going to be September 16 through 19 in Tucson at the Marriott Tucson a resort. I don't think I've ever stayed anywhere with such a long title, but from the pictures, it looks like it's going to be a wonderful, it'll be a wonderful venue for us. So let's see, is there anybody here who's not been on a Zoom call with us or a get together before? We're pretty informal. We've always want to share what the committee's been doing and what plans we've got for life members. And then we always open it up so that we can find out what's happening in your world and any news you'd like to share. So I'm going to turn it over to Pat at this point. So thanks, Pat.
Everybody, good to see you all. There will be an article on this subject in the June newsletter that comes out usually around the middle of the month. So you can look for it there if you don't catch everything today. But in order for NEAFCS last year did this, I know they came up with trying to make some things a la carte for life members so that you could spend less money if you want to. And you also could come and kind of go, depending upon maybe you don't want to stay the whole conference, maybe you're only there for some days, or there's certain activities you want to be sure and catch, but you don't care about others. They've made it so that if you want to attend the opening session and the welcome event, it's $125. Tuesday, the life member meeting is $25. Also Tuesday, the regional business meeting and awards luncheon is $70. Wednesday, if you want to go to the exhibit lunch, the exhibit hall, silent auction, and annual business meeting, that is $75. Thursday, the exhibit hall is $15. On Thursday's 90th celebration reception and awards banquet is $125. If you attended all those events listed above, the total price would be $435, okay? This saves you $90 over the conference rate of $525. I was on one of the other calls I was on, they emphasized that the food prices this year jumped quite a bit and food was very expensive. And so that's why some of these prices are high. And on the life member prices, this is the base price. They don't have, they didn't add a extra amount to recoup from the life members. This is the base. This is the cheapest they could go. Okay, for it. So they aren't charging an extra rate for if you want to do the a la carte part. We do have a tour that is just for life members on Tuesday morning, and they're doing all those in-depth sessions on Tuesday morning instead of the afternoon this time because of the heat. We are worried about Tucson being very hot. If you do want to do that life member tour, It is going to the 98-acre Desert Museum, which is a fusion experience, it said, and contains a zoo, botanical garden, art gallery, natural history museum, and aquarium. You will need to register for that separately, and the cost is $90, which includes bus transportation and the tour. So that is extra, okay? But that is to be for life members only. And then our get-together, life member get-together at conferences Tuesday afternoon. So that's $25. Now, the going for life members, the prices do not include you going to concurrent sessions and other educational events, okay? So if you want to do those, you do need to pay the full conference price. But for many of us who are retired now, it's nice to hear about those programs, but we're not going to be using them or taking them on and doing something with them. So we can maybe let them go and not spend so much money. So is there any questions? Have I covered everything?
Yes, and then some. So that's good.
Okay.
And I've already registered, so I don't know if anybody else has, but it was pretty good. I mean, pretty straightforward. Okay. Thank you, Pat. Cindy, if you want to talk a little bit more about the morning.
Sure.
September 17th, Tuesday morning.
Yes, I've been working with Dan McDonald, who is in charge of the in-depth session. He's a member in the Arizona affiliate, and he has helped me set up, excuse me, this in-depth session at the Sonora Desert Museum, which is a fabulous display of every kind of thing that grows in the desert. It's really quite a lovely place if you've never been. And it's not going to be available to the regular membership. It's just a life member event. And there was a little bit of confusion last year. So many regular members registered for the life member event that some of our life members didn't get to go on the tour. But this year they've corrected that. We're going to have our own bus. We probably are leaving a little bit earlier than some of the other in-depth sessions. And we've got some funding to buy snacks, a little breakfast type snacks and water for the bus, because it is fairly early that we're going to get on the bus, and getting breakfast may be a bit of a challenge. So anyway, that's what we're planning on doing. We will not have a special guide with our group, but there are many docents that are there, and we can catch one of them if we want to, or just kind of stroll around at your pace. It's one of those places that you could spend all day, or you could spend 3 or 4 hours. So we've got about 3.5 hours, I think, start to finish, which will give us plenty of time. And there's a nice gift shop, and there's a place to sit down and have something cold to drink if you want, or whatever. But anyway, that's our in-depth session this year. So any questions for me? Dan McDonald's has been very gracious to try to accommodate us as much as possible, and Elizabeth as well with the bus. And as you guys know, it's usually the transportation that's the most expensive. And again, that's what the big cost is for this tour, is the transportation. So, but it will be a fun thing to have. And then when we get back, we will have the regional lunch and awards, which many of us like to go to from our region. And then in the afternoon, we have the get together. So it's going to be kind of an all day of dealing with our friends in the life membership. So hope you guys can come and be a part of that.
What time are we leaving?
I can't remember, Debbie. I don't have it in front of me, but I can get that to you. I think we're leaving like at 7:30 or 8. Yeah. We're trying to beat the heat, which is hard to do in September in Tucson.
What kind of heat are we talking about?
Well, today Tucson's at 107, and it's the 6th day of June. So it probably will be similar to that, maybe not quite. Usually it's in the 90s, high 90s, but if you haven't been in the desert and they say it's a dry heat, that's what we say in Albuquerque, it really is very different than a humid heat. So if that makes you feel better.
I
It's
can
also
attest
a
to
higher-
that. It is
the
a different
altitude.
Yeah.
The altitude, it's quite high. I mean, not Denver high or Mexico City, but yeah, it is up there. So you might not feel you're sweating. It's because it's so dry, it's just evaporating. And I think the museum does open at 8 o'clock or early on purpose,
Right,
because of the
right.
heat.
So
Because
we may
otherwise-
load the bus at 7:30 or something.
Yeah, good. Yeah, because we do have we do have a budget for life members, and so we thought this would be a great way to use some of our funds to provide beverages and some breakfast foods for everybody. So good. Thanks, Cindy.
Sure.
Okay. Next up, we've got the afternoon. So September 17th in the afternoon, 2:45 till 4:45 is our, what they call, it's our afternoon session, our afternoon get together. And we have, as I said, about 2 hours, and it will be in one of the meeting rooms at the hotel. And we are really happy to have, we're going to have an educational program, and we've asked Charlotte Crawford, who's a life member and a retired agent from Arizona, and we're going to have about a 30-minute presentation from Charlotte about Southwest gems, minerals, and jewelry. So she will do a presentation for us Tuesday afternoon, as well as of course, we don't have much agenda items yet, but if there's other things you would like to get included that afternoon, that's great. We're happy to entertain all kinds of topics and sharing as well. Let's see, what else? Anything else anybody would like to share about the national or the annual session? What we can look forward to?
I think we can look forward to having several of the Arizona Life members join us, and they haven't always been a part of this group, so that'll be fun to have them on board.
Chris has her hand up.
Okay, well, go. I don't see. Yeah, go ahead. Let me stop sharing my screen and maybe. Okay, good. Chris, where are you?
I'm in the laundry room.
Oh, there you are. You're in the boiler room.
Yeah, I'm in the laundry room. I'm on a retreat right now. But just wanted to let everyone know that Donna Donald from Iowa and I will be doing a concurrent session on Wednesday. It's kind of the next step of the session that the two of us led last year, talking about the history that have added to our profession, and also looking forward to how we can help the next generation. Donna, would you add any more? I saw she's on. There she is.
I'm here. No, we just would look forward to having any of you join us for the session. And I think may say in the program that it's for life members, but it's really anyone who wants to join the guided discussion will be most welcome. We look forward to having some more good conversation and fun.
Thank you, ladies. Looking forward to it. I might have mentioned this, but my first national meeting was the 50th anniversary in New York City. So I think it was, yeah, New York City. So, boy, you know how old I am. Now I'm at the 90th. So, okay, I'm gonna be quiet so I don't put my foot in my mouth. All right. So anyway, anything else about the national meeting? If not, this is our opportunity to share what's been happening with us. Anything you want to promote, toot your own horn, share, since we were together in April. So please feel free to share, and I won't call on anybody. I'll just unmute yourself. Thanks.
Joanna, this is Kathy Olson. Just wondering, before I got on, did anybody talk about the welcome event or any of the other events at annual session?
No, just pertaining to life members and the registration. So Kathleen, do you have the information, or you would like to share with us, or?
No, I have no information, so I
Okay,
was looking for some possibly.
I've kind of been
Anybody?
on the committee, the planning committee, and the opening session will be at the resort, and they've got several groups coming in to set up dancing, and this desert museum is bringing some wildlife into the resort for everybody to see and pet. And I think there's some kind of stargazing thing that they're planning too. So they've put a lot of work into it. It's going to be at the resort, but the resort's pretty large, and I think it's going to be more than just dinner, which has sometimes been the case. Yeah. And as far as the opening, I don't know. I know that they have it, down to the minute on what everything is, but they're hoping to add a little Arizona flavor to that as well. So
Hopefully shorter than last year, the opening session.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Okay, thank you for that
Uh-huh.
information.
Sure.
Kathleen, I can tell you a little bit about how they've shortened it up.
Okay,
All of the candidate speeches are going to be videotaped, and you can look at them before the meeting. So there won't be those presentations at opening session. So that'll shorten it up quite a bit.
We're really good at silence. All right. Well, anybody want to share, please? Feel free. I know there will be a town hall in July. I think it's July or August that will have a lot more information, but it would be nice to know, Kathleen and everybody, a little bit more what's happening. So I would hope there'll be some things in the newsletter coming up in the June newsletter. So good questions.
Well, I'll just say a couple things before I need to scoot out the door. And I've had things on mute because you might start hearing hammering in the background. If any of you, well, I know most all of you at some point have had some kind of construction going on at your home, or you want something done. And I'm in the process of having a new front porch deck on my house. And it's really fun when you live in a small town and you can talk to the carpenter and say, this is what I have in mind. Figure it out. When you're done, I'll give you some money and we're good. And don't mess with my flowers and my shrubbery. And I know it's all good. And he's taken such careful care not to mess with anything. He doesn't even want to clip one branch off of a shrub. And so I'm going to leave and come back home later tonight, and I think I'll have railing, and he and his wife are figuring that out. So it's just kind of nice to be able to have people that will do those kinds of jobs. And then I
You're
can sit on
lucky.
the porch.
I've got Daryl, and his other brother Daryl doing stuff. It's awful.
Well, I know. I mean, I understand, and it's hard to find people who will show up. And this is a man, actually, he's a county assessor, so he works all day long. He farms, and then he does construction on weekends and in between. And he has a son, teenage son he brings with him. And I mean, he knows how to work. And I asked him last night, I said, don't you ever get tired? But anyway, I'm excited to be able to get it done. And looking forward to seeing many of you, hopefully in Tucson. Chris, you need to tell them where you've been all week. Some of them I think would find that interesting.
Sure,
Right.
you bet. And yes, I am in the laundry room. I'm on a quilting retreat right now, or going to a quilting class. I'm on Washington Island, which is off the tip of Door County in Wisconsin. And as we're talking today, this is what I wove yesterday, the day before, and I'm putting the twists on the ends of this. And my second project is on the loom, and I did about 20 rows on that before stepping into this meeting. But we've had a really exciting spring. My husband and I got in the car and went 5,000 miles from downtown Chicago, Route 66, all the way out to Santa Monica, California, and trying to follow the old road as much as possible, which was really quite an adventure. But just been having a lot of fun just having traveling and seeing different things. And someday, after our garden dries out, because we've been getting a ton of rain in Wisconsin, that garden will get planted. It's still not planted, and it'll be the middle of June. So just having fun this week. I know a lot of you do crafts. Weaving is something I've tried before, but it's one of those things that if you don't do, I don't think if you do it regularly, you forget all the steps involved. So having fun doing it. And yeah, see, I'm in the laundry room. That was a little place I could close the door, and I've got to close the door and have a little, not interrupt the rest of the folks.
For those of you who haven't heard about the 90th anniversary celebration, we're going to make a big deal about that at annual session. And being on the 90th committee with Chris and Donna, it's been a wonderful committee. Everybody's incredibly involved and interactive, and but we've got lots of different things planned, and probably the life members will appreciate it more than anybody else, just because of the length of time that we've been involved in extension. So that's something else to look forward to.
Any other sharing? Don't be shy.
I'll share. Jake and I are about to go on a big trip we've had on our bucket list for a while. We're going to fly from Atlanta to Vancouver and board the VIA, the Canadian, and cross Canada by train. We'll be on the train for 4 nights. So we're looking forward to that. And then we'll complete the trip with a tour of the Niagara Falls from Toronto. I know many of you have done stuff like that before, but we're real excited.
I haven't, but sounds wonderful.
I'd like to share a minute. I just got home from a quilt retreat in Elkhart, and Marianne Cross was the chair of the quilt show. I guess it was actually a quilt show rather than a quilt retreat. So it was a nice morning and afternoon, and glad I got home in time to join the group.
I did get a chat from Cheryl. She's having difficulty with her audio, so she apologizes, or not apologize, but she's been trying to get her audio working. So we're happy you're here, Cheryl. Sorry we can't hear you.
This is Anne. I've been very involved. Like Donna, I'm in a small town in New Jersey. A lot of people don't think New Jersey has small towns, but this is a very small town. And as such, as soon as I retired in 2002, I became extremely involved in my town. And our town was settled by the Moravians in 1769. So we have several buildings yet that were built by the Moravians. And a committee and I are working on grants to make restorations to some of those buildings, and to get some kiosks for a walking tour, because we do walking tours of the historical buildings, sharing the history and some of their special activities with people. So that's what I've been involved in.
I guess I'll do something. This is Ida Marie. I haven't seen or heard anybody for a while. I keep busy. I'm in Minneapolis currently, getting ready to attend the American Association of Family and Consumer Sciences. Still live in Spearfish, still keep moving. Talk to you later. Bye.
I'm curious, Anne, what town in New Jersey you're in?
Hope,
Hope, New Jersey.
Hope, New Jersey. It's near the Delaware Water Gap,
Okay.
the western part of New Jersey. And it's a small town, 1,900 people, and we cover quite a large area, so we're not close together.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, I'm almost up to my first year of retirement, but I've enjoyed it, but I don't mean but I've been contracting with the family nutrition program at Virginia Tech, and I kind of left two curriculum kind of hanging, not on purpose, but I didn't know if they would ever get completed. So the boss has hired me back, and I just, with a colleague, have just completed a curriculum for 6th through 12th grade called Eat Smart Virginia. That includes no cooking, but it's nutrition, healthy eating, and we're addressing some of the more up-to-date, more important concerns like caffeinated beverages, sports drinks, takeout food, and trying to eat more healthy with takeout food and on a limited budget. So that's pretty much completed, and everybody will be trained on that curriculum later this month. And now I'm working on a curriculum called In the Kitchen, which is 4 2-hour sessions, which is for young SNAP families that, and it's half of the 1 hour is in the kitchen, basic prep, teaching people how to cook, from making a scrambled egg to making soup and knife skills and all that kind of thing. So I hope to get that finished up in July. And so something to look forward to for future national meetings as we submit for awards and stuff. So that'll keep me active with that. So, and my family and I are going out to Alaska on a cruise in August. So we'll get away from the heat and hopefully get a lot of physical activity out there in the wilds of Alaska.
I just heard back from Elizabeth regarding what time we load the bus and leave at 8. So 8 a.m. So anybody that was curious about that, she's very sweet to get right back to me when I send her an email.
Cindy had a question or a concern or wanted to know if anybody had any difficulty getting those who've registered so far for the national meeting have had any issues with rooming, hotel reservations. No? That's good. Okay. All right,
glad. Rooming with some coworkers, and they had registered right away, so I'm good.
That's the same thing with me. My old roomie, I said, hey, please, take pity on me. Can I stay with you? So so registration and airfare were pretty good. So yeah, lucky. So with it. Okay, anybody else? Well, keep a lookout in the newsletter that's coming up. As Pat said, she'll have an article in there promoting Life membership and the Life member events that we're going to have. And we've got that Tuesday afternoon session. Heard from a few people, we don't need coffee. I know they're charging us $25. If they want to bring in coffee, we'll also see if we can get tea as well. But right, we'll just have had a nice big luncheon, so snacks and that kind of thing aren't necessary, I guess, for us. So, okay, ladies, I appreciate your time.
Anna?
Any last words? Yes.
Do I have to sign into NEAFCS to get the newsletter, or does it come automatically?
If you're a Life member, you should get it. Now, you don't.
No.
She may need to send an email maybe to Danielle just to get on the list, maybe, because mine comes by an email and I click on it and then go to the website. So to read it, really, but
yeah, I've just started hearing about it. And I've been retired a long time now. So just send an email to the website or to whoever's there and see if I can get on.
Yeah.
Mine still goes to spam. I am at least getting it in spam. I wasn't early on, but I do check spam regularly and I get it there. So for whatever reason, they can't just email it to me.
Yeah, I don't get it, Emily. So that's,
Yeah.
Can anybody tell me, is it posted on the website under member resources, or where would it be posted? So you could also go to the neafcs.org and locate it.
I did get notification of this meeting, but that's all.
Okay.
Well, that's a start.
Yeah.
It's posted on the website, as are all the past newsletters from probably the last several years. But yeah, if you sent an email to the contact website email list, you could, I'm sure they would add you. You just probably, for some reason, maybe it bumped back or something. So
yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, I'll try it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. I need it.
Well, I mean, things, electronics and all that technology is wonderful when it works, but it seems to be arbitrary, because what's one person's spam is another person's baloney. And then I'd asked that we all be reminded again of today's meeting. And Danielle Jessup sent out an email as I requested. I never got it. I even checked my spam, so I don't know where it went. And I still use my university email address. So maybe there was something blocking it there. So, all right, ladies.
Okay, thank you.
It just came this morning, and it would probably be a good idea to send it out a few days ahead rather than the day of, if possible.
Well, it was sent out in March originally.
Right.
And then there was an email last week that came to everybody. I asked, and then another quick one today. Yeah.
Oh,
and
I missed the one last week, evidently.
I did too. So thank you for getting on. I know there's a lot going on everywhere, and so I know the committee and I appreciate it. So hopefully we will see you in Tucson, and then when our general committee meets next month, and we'll work out about getting together sometime after we're in Tucson. And next year we'll be in Grand Rapids, so we'll be back up. We'll be up in the north, central with it.
Central.
So, okay, ladies, thank you so much. I'm going to turn off the recording. Stopping the recording.